Do you like traveling with your Starlink system, but hate having to crank up the generator every time you want to watch it? And you find some of these channels that show you how to make them where you can connect it on the DC kind of iffy when they're cutting actual factory harness wires. Well, this video is for you. And also, if you want to see how you can easily protect your Starlink system while traveling, there's a bonus at the end of this video. So stay tuned, stand by, and let's get this thing started. If you have an RV and you have a Starlink, those two go great together, except for when you're trying to power it off grid and you have to run your generator or inverter. Or you can use the DC to DC power converter. Now, I've seen a couple videos so far because I was trying to see how I can papers. I was trying to see how I can hook this thing up. And every video that I've seen shows people getting the power cord, cutting it, and putting eyelets to connect to the battery. That to me is not very safe at all. For one, you have no protection except for the fuse that's built inside of this, which is not serviceable. So if something happens to this and you cut this wire, now you cannot send this back to Starlink for warranty. Even if it's day one, you can't send it back now. So you just wasted all that money. But with a couple spare parts, you can make this where it connects to your RV. Now, it's not needed, but a piece of wire loom, doesn't have to be very big. A XT60 plug. These come with eyelets. An inline fuse. Now I'm putting a 20 amp fuse in there. I'm thinking about taking it to 15 just for extra coverage, but 20 amp should be sufficient enough. Some heat shrink tubing, preferably the 1/2 inch. Some electrical tape, mostly for the loom, and some heat sealed wire terminal connectors, some crimpers. So without further ado, let's get this thing set up so we can connect it directly to the batteries or anything else that we need to. Now, one of the first things you're going to need to notice is the plug on the DC converter has a positive and negative. The positive side is the flat side, and the negative side is this rounded side. Now, on the XT60 plug, you want to make sure that the flat side is the positive side, or in this case, the red side. That's going to just plug directly in line, and boom, there you have it. So what we're going to do first, we're just going to separate this a little bit. You can just pull the two apart. We're going to lop off the positive side, but we're going to keep this. Find the center of your fuse, cut that. Then we're going to need to strip these wires back a little bit. Don't want to go too far. Just want enough to be able to get inside your heat shrink terminals. And we're going to do the same with these two that we just cut off this cable. Alright. Now, since these wires are 10 gauge wires, we're going to be using the 10 to 12 gauge heat shrinks. And very simple, is put it in there. I love using these Kleins. These things are awesome. And you're simply just going to crimp each side down. So you're going to do just like that. And what you can do with the heat shrink is you can feed the wires through the heat shrink. Best to do it now. You might actually be able to fit both of them with the eyelets, but that fuse definitely ain't gonna go. So we'll have that on standby. Now we're going to hook the fuse to the terminal side of the wire. Then we're going to put a crimper on these. And there we have it. Now before you try to connect anything up, you always want to pull your fuse first. Now with this heat shrink, you can go right back down. Cover that, heat shrink this piece up, which I'll do that later. This is going to connect to your negative terminal on your battery. This connect to your positive terminal on the battery. I cut it and made it this way so that it's a shorter run. I can leave the ground like this and then connect the positive up. Alrighty, now on the battery, you just take these nuts off. Then you can just connect the new harness in line. And in this case, since nothing's plugged up and the fuse has been removed, you can just connect both wires up. You don't have to worry about connecting positive first. Then we're going to tighten these back down. All right, now we're just going to go ahead and plug the DC converter up to the cable. And we're going to plug the opposite end of the cable to our plug adapter. Alright, now all we need to do is get our antenna, or our dish, whatever you want to call it, plug it up, and then with our new DC to DC converter, we're going to plug that up. And the only thing left now is to install the fuse. Now, of course, once everything is done, I am going to heat these up so that they shrink around, and heat this up too. So let's check out the Starlink and see what's happening. Alrighty, so we're on the Starlink right now, waiting for it to boot up. Searching for satellites. Now, as you can tell, I do have some trees around me, but I have an open part above me, kinda. Now it says low speed plan because I have my Starlink, because this is the standard roam. We can put these to sleep so we're not paying for the time that we're not using it. So that's pretty cool. So let's go over statistics. There we go. Now, of course, as it says, the Starlink and router just powered on, so it's gonna be a little bit slow and iffy with the pings. But once it comes fully online, we should have everything. But there we have it, all being ran off of our new setup. So there you have it. And what you can actually do is you can actually extend this wire that we have connected to the battery. You can extend this into your RV, or if you have a positive and negative lug inside your RV, you can actually hook this up the exact same way inside your RV, so that you can keep your entire system inside. And if you want to leave it out here, very simply, all you would need to do is unplug this here, tuck it back into your battery box, disconnect your router and antenna, and put your cover back on. You're good to go. And I'm going to bring this to my shop, and I'm going to use my heat gun to heat this up so that it's nice and sealed. And then I'm going to get another piece of this, slide it over this so that it's double protected. Never try to use a lighter above a battery. And for the wire loom, it's more for aesthetics, like for looks. You can just cover your wire. So that it'll look more like this. Once you get done, use the electrical tape, wrap it around this end, wrap it around down here. But I'm going to do this once I get done heat shrinking this piece, and I'm going to use what's left just to run it over these wires, just so that everything's covered. It also helps with chafing, like if you're going down the road, it rubs. This stuff will last forever. But yeah, I just figured I'd show you what this part's for, and then you just use your tape, go around the top a couple times. Might even go a couple spots down, but normally you just need to do top and bottom piece. Alrighty, and here is the completed harness. XT60 plug. I got the wire loom going around, got the heat shrinks, inline fuse, the ground, and the positive. I left a little bit of the color so you can tell red, black goes negative, red goes to positive. And now all I need to do is just connect this back up to the RV, and this system is ready to go. So hope you like this video, and for the extra part. Alrighty, if you stuck with me this far, I got a little extra bonus for you. Most people, myself included, keep our Starlinks in the original boxes. You know who you are, you know what I mean. If you don't, the original Starlink box. Greatest little storage case. But again, it's cardboard, gets wet, it's trashed. So I'm going to show you a perfect little thing as an extra bonus that you can keep your Starlink inside of and keep it safe. So let's go check that out. Alrighty, now as most people carry it Starlink goes in here. Your instructions and your accessory stuff. But as I said, cardboard, if it gets wet, it's pretty much done for. So we're going to go from the cardboard to a waterproof case made by Stargear. It's molded foam, or it's molded, yeah, it's a molded hard rigid plastic foam, I guess you could say. So it's not what it looks. I mean, it looks like it's like that cheap foam stuff. This isn't. This is actually molded, and they give you a box. Now these are the corner pieces. We're going to open this stuff up. Yeah, these are for the corners of your dish. Now they do give you these little 3M adhesives. If you want to make these more permanent, you can put them on your dish. Put this thing on there. Boom. Now I don't want to make them permanent, but I do like the point that they give you these. Also in here is, oh, this is that moisture stuff. So this will absorb moisture, so I'm definitely gonna keep that in there. Comes with a nifty little carrying strap. A Stargear, your Starlink solution. How lucky and grateful we are win your favor. Am I reading that wrong? How lucky and grateful we are win your favor. No, I ain't not reading it wrong. Just sounds not right. But it comes with 30-day warranty. That's cool. Yeah, Velcro straps to hold the dish down. So let's undo this. And it has a little bag up here on the top where you can store your paperwork. So let's see how this fits in here. Now this is the AC plug, AC to DC plug. Now, since the DC came with a brand new box, I'm just going to leave that in the box. Now the fun part, and each foot is marked like R1, L2, L1, and R2. So we'll just mount these things on there. Now, one of the things I like about this is you don't have to take the little kickstand. You don't have to take it off because it's molded all the way in there. And it even has slots for the feet to fit in, all four corners. That's pretty cool. So there we go. And we'll do the Velcro strap. And what paperwork we have, the we are win your favor, and I can throw this back up in here. Just because I like to keep original things, the actual Starlink will fit. Yes, it looks like it will fit. Yes, it does. So there we have it. Everything fits in here. Pretty cool. And as far as the straps go, let's figure that out. Alrighty, very simply, you just hook it around the side D-rings. Make sure it's flat. And now we have a carrying strap. Alright, so yeah, I think this is going to be a lot easier to carry and keeps everything a lot safer than the cardboard box. So again, links to everything is going to be down below. If you want to get one of these, it's not too bad, not too heavy or anything. So make sure you check out the description down below the video where you can get all this stuff or just get inspirations from it. So until next time, y'all stay safe out there.